I live in Calcutta. I live 20 to 30 minutes away from Arjigor. It's the hospital where my grandmother has used to teach as a professor. She's a gynecologist and she used to teach as a professor. From there, it's 5 minutes from where my mom teaches. She teaches at Rabindranath University. It's a university which is like 5 minutes, like not even 5 minutes. I have been to Arjigor multiple times in my life. So I just came and asked her, my grandmother, how long has she taught at Arjigor. This is her voice message. I think I will just screen record it and put it right now. তুমি আর্যগড়ে কত বছর পড়িয়েছিল বলো তো? আর্যগড়ে মানে পড়িয়েছে নাকি আর্যগড়ে ছিলে? We want justice. তো পড়িয়েছিলে তারপরে?
এরকম কোনদিন হয়? রিমঝিম আছে গাঙ্গুলি প্রেসিডেন্সি কলেজে।
Multiple times I have been to Arjigor. I have been to my mom's college to drop her off or even to shop around that area. I have been close to Arjigor multiple times in my life. There a woman was gang raped and murdered. 20 minutes away from my house, a woman was gang raped and murdered. If there is nothing more brutal than this, I don't know what can be. As I have been born and brought up in Calcutta, okay. In terms of women's safety, as a woman, what I can state, it's safe in the sense that we always used to think that in Kolkata, any type of Nirbhaya case, rape, brutal rape, murder is not gonna happen. You're gonna get stalked, you're gonna get followed, you're gonna get harassed, you're gonna get catcalled, molested, groped, which every woman goes through, right? Like it's the most basic, normalized stuff. Like it's supposed to happen to you for a woman in India, right? Raped and murdered is a brutality that I did not ever imagine happening in Calcutta. I could not. I never ever thought. When I go out, of course, as those things that I mentioned happens, right? But murdered and raped, gang raped, 20 minutes away from my house is making me feel. Forget about my house. My mom teaches at a college 5 minutes away from Arjigor. She's a professor at. If you all want, you can just search up Arjigor and Rabindranath University. It's 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes away from where this incident happened. Oh, shit, who knows? Coincidentally, probably my mom has come across him, those rapists, right? And that's so fucked up and so scary. Like, how do you even go out after this? How do I as a woman even go out? And after all of this, what would you expect, the government of India to do? Maybe produce a document stating death penalty for rapists, producing a document saying that men probably should not rape. They are producing this. Women shouldn't be out at night. Women shouldn't do this. Women shouldn't. Same fucking shit. I already predicted it on my Instagram story that when this thing went to Supreme Court, I told this in my Instagram story that the verdict is going to come out. Women shouldn't be out at night. Women, bro, you all don't even have the option to say all this bullshit. When she was a doctor on duty in the hospital, that woman was an on-duty doctor. She was in the seminar hall when the men, I think, followed her. What I've heard is that the seminar halls in Arjigor are usually empty, especially at night. She went there to study or to relax after seeing patients. She was like, whenever I get another call, I will go and check on the patients. Let me just rest there, right? Arjigor is, as far as I know, of course, it all has a lot of dark secrets. So she hasn't specified anything yet, but as far as I know, a lot of bullying, a lot of harassment goes under the covers in Arjigor. Even at her time, and right now I don't have any direct connection with Arjigor because my grandmother used to teach there a long time back, not right now. But as far as I know, being a Bengali Kolkata woman, Arjigor is not all pure and all amazing top tier college as it seems from the outside. Shit goes on inside, right? As it happens to any other college, right? But murdered and rape, that was not even imaginable. That was not. My mom's, the professors at my mom's university went on protests and stuff like that. My dad is going on a protest, but protests are not really going to solve anything. Like, what did protesting in Nirbhaya's case stopped rapes from happening in the future? Rapes are going to keep happening. Women are going to keep being unsafe unless and until there are very, very strict rules from the Indian Constitution established that they will probably get a death penalty or worse, torture them to death, whatever it may be. Don't just produce a fucking document stating women shouldn't be out at night. Well, you don't even have the option to say this right now. She wasn't even out, at night roaming around. She was literally on duty. If a woman is not safe at her workplace, inside her workplace, Like, I don't know where she would be. Forget about being safe on roads, and there are always so many backhanded comments coming up, after this incident, that oh, at least she was a doctor, she was, in the hospital, she didn't deserve it. It's not like she was roaming around having. Do you think a woman roaming around and having fun deserves to get raped and killed? The entire mindset change needs to happen in India. It's not going to happen soon, or I doubt if it's going to happen in the future. It's not even. And when you speak against it, it's going to be like, oh, it's happen, rapes happen more in villages. I can of what, after this Calcutta thing, it's not even a city village debate. It's not even that much of a debate. It's about the debate of entire India. It's not a village city thing. A girl, a 8-year-old girl, got raped by, I think, her school bus drivers, bus driver or something, like school buses driver, or I don't know yet, but she got raped. And recently I found a story which is a Punjabi woman was gang raped by um his family members or something of that type. So it's not a city village thing. Kolkata, which is supposed to be such a safe place for women, of course safe in the terms of not getting assaulted, harassed, those things has happened to me multiple times. I will tell you guys one incident. I don't go out because of this. I do not, right? I My therapist always is like, even the comfort that my therapist and people around me used to give me, that, oh, what will they do max? They will check you out, they will stare at you, they will touch you once, nothing more, right? Nothing more can happen. That's the maximum that can men do, right? So don't worry about it. Don't. A doctor was killed and murdered killed and raped in her own hospital. That's the maximum level has already happened. So there is no option to be like, oh, the maximum level that can happen is they can only touch you once. Don't think about it, because that's the comments I used to get, right? When I used to come home sad, or even to my therapist, um she would be like, oh, they're staring at you. And when I mean, no, what I mean by staring, I will give you guys an example. I went out 4 days ago to catch a metro, right? I am alone. I am fully alone, right? There is no one else. I am walking. First of all, India has a staring problem. I think that has been established multiple times. As a country, that's it's not even I won't even be like, oh, men stare. Women also stare. They will stop, smile, and stare at your body up and down like this. I don't know what's up with that, but if you're a young woman, you definitely have faced this, right? And then I was walking, right? I was catching the metro. I was alone, fully alone. Of course, the stares, smiling, looking at me up and down, men licking their lips while staring at me up and down is a very daily thing. You walk a step, there are 10 men doing that to you, right? I was walking. Now, this is the scary part. Two men were, I stopped and I was asking a auto wala ki, uncle, can you drop me to the metro? It's like still 5 minutes away. When I'm talking to him, two men came beside me. Like, one of them kept on walking, but the other one was constantly turning back and looking at me and, doing like licking the lips, like doing this constantly. And he stopped in his tracks. That's the scary part. You may feel like, oh, what is scary in that? He just checked you out. When someone stops, no, and you're all alone, a man stops and is constantly staring at you, and you're all alone, and you literally have no weapons in your bag, that fatta hai bhai. Honestly, fatta hai. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, I don't know if it's Instagram is filled with rage bait, right? So I'm not even going to consider that. But on Reddit, when some people have sensible discussions, right? I don't know how aloof men or even some women are. They are like, oh, you are gonna get catcalled. You are gonna, just shout. I shouted at my catcaller. People laughed around me. All this perception that you get from watching 2 or 3 reels, so that when a woman is in trouble, everyone jumps to her rescue, doesn't happen in real life. And it's not even just my experience; it's the experience of multiple millions of other women. People, no one does shit for you. You can get catcalled, raped. You can literally get raped in the middle of the road. People will keep walking. And when this woman was raped and murdered, right? The conversation is, oh, our country, and when you were like, oh, India is becoming unsafe. No, it's not. No, Jai Hind. It's an amazing country, right? When you say that India is becoming unsafe day by day for women, it's increasingly unsafe, right? It's like, oh, you are licking Western people's asses. I got so many tags of, I think there is a community on Reddit which talks about, which is basically makes fun of people, I don't know, being simping for white people to get their approval. Even if how it's me saying India is unsafe for women, simping for white people? That's what it fails to amuse me. Like, most of the times, 99% of the times, it's always the brown men. Because I have not heard Indian women say that, oh, my country is amazing. Jai Hind. India is the Ishwar best. India is best. Women don't typically say that in context to safety. It's always the brown men being like, oh, Afghanistan is unsafer. Somalia, you would rather be in Somalia. You don't like India, go to Somalia. You don't like this country, go to Bangladesh. Do you know the rapes are higher in those? First of all, do you think all rapes are reported officially in India? Do you think every single time a woman gets catcalled, it gets reported officially? If you think that, you must be out of your damn fucking mind, or you just refuse to believe the facts because you're an incel. Most of the times, even around me, 90% of the times, even when I get catcalled, I get groped or touched, do you think the women have the mental capacity to go through the entire full police court everything process? No, we just tolerate the abuse because it's like it's what's taught to us and it's what we even know. Otherwise, what do you want me to do? A man came and groped me. The most I can do is go home and cry. I am not going to give away my life. And also, when you're a woman coming from a lower middle class or middle class background, you are not rich, you are not surrounded by very liberal people, right? The blame falls on always the woman. Always the woman. I don't know what part of India you guys are living in that you guys will be like, oh, woman, people always come to women's rescue. They don't. Get off Instagram. See the real world. They don't. They could give two fucks. Oh, Afghanistan has more rapes. If that's your response to saying India is becoming unsafer for women, I wonder why it is. Most people here are not ready to believe the facts. Most people here are, oh, you are licking white people's asses. You're licking white people's asses, right? You would rather be in, go to Afghanistan. Don't go. It's always the brown men. It's always the brown Indian men. And they'll be like, why do rapes happen? The government is producing statements like, oh, women shouldn't be out at night. The men refuse to believe India is becoming unsafer. We are constantly comparing the per capita rape. A woman has gotten murdered and killed. That's what your like thought process goes. Comparing the capita of rapes, per capita rapes happening in India versus Afghanistan, in India versus, so that's so fucked. Rapes don't get reported as not as half as much as you think. They don't. And always these men are there to mansplain you. And of course, it's women also. I'm not gonna be like, oh, women are any better. No, they're not. As a Bengali woman, I don't even know if I should leave the house or just stay back. Just stay back till I go off to college in a different country in few months. So it's a very scary and sad situation overall. And I don't know, shit. I don't know. You all stay safe, please. You all stay safe. My thoughts as a Bengali Indian woman living in Calcutta, 30 minutes away from where the incident happened. I'm thinking of interviewing my grandmom and getting her experiences because she was also a professor and as a lady doctor, what she will think of the incident. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Just stay safe. Just keep the woman in your family safe. Try to be more open minded when it comes to how fucked up the country is and not just India is best. So yeah, that's all I have to say.